brain cake pieces that dropped onto the bakery floor. Old episodes, off-the-rails episodes, and out-of-the-norm content are wrapped up and refrigerated, but are still just as delicious as ever.
Let's get this party started, dude.
Alright, bro.
Yeah, dude. And it's another episode of Brain Cake. This one, much like the chameleonized YouTube, who is now catering to the short attention span world of TikTok, Vine, among other services. Vine, I'm old. Vine doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, that's a dead service now, sir. How dare you bring that up? You millennial.
Well, you see, it's not so much my short attention span as to why I couldn't remember that. It's just, I don't know. What the fuck happened to Vine? I don't know.
I'm not really for sure what killed Vine off either. I know it was just short videos. Was it TikTok that killed Vine?
Vine was gone long before TikTok came out, I think.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, what he's trying to say here is it's going to be a shorter episode than normal.
Thank you very much. He knew exactly where I was going. Folks, you got to know this man knows me probably better than the rest of the brethren of the Brain Cake boys.
Yeah, it's a long time running here.
Yeah, so he knew exactly where I was going. Plus, also knows I have to go to work here shortly because my life is in fucking shambles and I go to work very late.
Well, you know, we all do our due diligence, I suppose.
Yeah,
We're
I
just cogs in the machine.
I guess we have to, man. And some places just don't close, and I happen to be in one of those types of places where, you know what? Fuck pandemics, bro. You got this. You're essential as fuck, man.
Yeah, dude, you're saving lives, man.
Yeah, shit, saving lives. But that's another conversation for another day, folks. We'll wait till I'm either terminated and or just leave this place until I dive into that ever. But for now, I shall protect myself and protect those around me. I can't protect my fucking Facebook, though, let me tell you.
Yeah, why don't you elaborate on what happened to you this recently?
Well, much like Brain Cake, I, too, have no social media presence. It's because I happened to wake up one morning, and I have been notified randomly. It's like, hey, man, we noticed you were dead asleep. We figured you changed your password, right? That was you done that. You sleepwalker. You sleepwalking fuck. You changed your password in the middle of the night, didn't you?
Oh, the best part is not only did you change your password, sir, you went to a different state to change your password.
Damn right, man. I drove multiple hours in my sleep, changed my IP address. And who's to say the IP address was even correct?
Right.
That could have been a fucking scrambled IP. I was going to say IPA. I had it right.
Oh, God.
But yeah, like, I don't know if that's on my fault or if that's on Facebook. I mean, inevitably, it's on the hacker. And it's not one of those, like, lols, I got your password hacked. Like, no, this fucker just completely wiped me off the internet. I'm probably being digitally traded on the deep web right now.
Yeah, because, I mean, not only did he just change your password, he changed your email address so you couldn't recover it.
Yeah, it's completely irrecoverable. People are like, hey, haven't you tried that? Haven't you tried your email? What do you think about your email? Have you tried your email? Maybe your email is the problem. No, it's not my email because, funny enough, if you type my email, I don't exist.
Yeah.
I can't find me.
You show up as Facebook user.
I am a Facebook user no more. And I'll tell you, I have an internal struggle whether I want to even go back to Facebook. And I think about something you had told me, off air.
Yeah.
Like, you have the perfect excuse to never use it again if people ask. You have the perfect reason in your back pocket. I got hacked. Yeah. You got hacked, bro. And let me tell you, this is a Brain Cake PSA. You'll get hacked, bitch. Yeah, not by me, but these fuckers out there, they're going to do it to you. Look, they will.
It's never a question of if it'll happen, it's when it'll happen.
Yeah.
And everybody in security, as far as tech goes, will tell you that. It's never that you're impenetrable. It's when will they find that weak spot that you're not seeing.
Yeah. And I had that same account since practically Facebook launched.
Yeah.
And when was that? Like 2007 or something?
Well, for us, that's when we got gathered from MySpace and jumped to Facebook, was in 2007.
Yeah.
So,
But, God. But the thing is, like, my point being is I had that account for so long. So long.
yeah,
And it never got wrapped up in anything. And you know me, I'm tight with my information anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily showing it the world who I is or what I is. I do that here. If I'm going to make an ass of myself, I'm going to do it to where there's recording of it. Not just digital recordings, which I know whatever. It's not even photos or anything like that. It's none of that shit even bothered me about it. And which I didn't know how to feel personally. I felt violated for a moment.
What?
I felt attacked, like personally attacked, because I was.
Yeah,
I mean, like
that's what happened. They violated your privacy. They gathered your material and took it from you.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can't really be too annoyed or upset by it, because when I think about it, that's just somebody I didn't have added as a friend.
Right.
Really, it is, because what information is there? If you have me added as a friend, even then, for the most part, you'll see what I allow you to see.
Yeah.
But
The only
the friend request is the only thing that's stopping that person. There's no difference because there's nothing I have to steal.
Right. The only parts that would ever be super private would be your messenger chats.
Messengers or photos.
Yeah.
But even with that, if you have me added as a friend, even in the photos aspect, they're free game.
Yeah, for the most part, that you show your photos to the friends. It's not like they're,
Yeah, and it's not like, I would have bank information or anything attached to it. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's the one thing.
When I think Facebook, I think, boy, that's something I want to put my fucking credit card number on.
Oh, yeah. And, there's another thing, when you look at it, you can't really be angry because it's inevitable that it's going to get leaked anyway from Facebook themselves. Look at how many other people have had their data leaked or stolen from Facebook.
Yeah.
Because Facebook's own fuck up, so...
And they own your photos anyway the second they touch their service. Same with Instagram, because Instagram's... Yeah. Aren't they like the byproduct of Facebook?
Yeah, in a sense they are.
They're the technological wasteland
Before
of a
Facebook
child.
Photos was really popular, Instagram started, and once Instagram became really popular, Facebook's like, well, we're just going to buy that and make that part of Facebook Photos.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and maybe it's a jaded point of view for me to even come at it like this, but it's like, what's the difference? I mean, really, between Zuckerberg and Facebook owning my photos and pimping them out commercially or whatever they want to do with them at any given point in time, what's the difference between them doing that years after the fact that my account has been established? It's like, oh, by the way, we own that now. Like, you may just use our service as opposed to here, but you're using our servers, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You belong. All your base belong to us. So, I can come at it jaded like that, but it's realistic. It's like, what's the difference between a hacker taking that information when Facebook's been weaponizing it for their own commercial ads for a much longer time period?
Right.
It's just one is doing it under the table and the other one is doing it criminally, but yet legally.
Yeah, right in front of your face.
Right in front of me. Yeah. It's like you're running over my dog in front of me, bro. Like, fucking quit.
But, as you said, like I told you, it's the perfect reason you can look at it and say, that's why I'm not going back. They took all my shit, and I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Yeah, and I will tell you, like Brock doesn't have social media. He now that man does not have social media presence.
No.
He lacks it. I think if you were to put Facebook in front of him and tell him, do this for me on here,
I'm not for sure he would know exactly how to do it.
I think he would just get up, look at you, and walk away.
Yeah.
And not even touch it. He would just say, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
In his most demeaning cadence that he could possibly use.
Yeah. And he's like one of those one-off friends that, well, I'm not sure
Well,
everybody has
Hambone.
those.
Hambone is another
don't
one.
have Facebook. But that's not to say that he's never had Facebook.
That's
he just
true.
doesn't have it now.
That's true.
Brock has never had Facebook. Like, he never signed up.
I don't think he even had MySpace.
Well, there you go.
And it's not like he's inept at anything when it comes to phones or technology.
yeah.
It's just like, no, it's a man like,
It's just his choice. He doesn't want to be on those services.
that's smart. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I'm because I can tell you just from this week of not having it, I have way less anxiety.
Well, of course, because you're not getting that constant feed of bad information that's
Yeah.
constantly looking for you to interact with it or share it or something.
There's
Do
no-
something with it.
There's no difference in me checking Facebook on and off all day long versus having fucking C-SPAN or Fox or CSNBC, anything like that, just playing death 24/7 on the news.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you tuned in for this freak show.
See, that's one. I wish Facebook would allow us to turn off the news feed. That would
Yeah.
be fantastic. If
Yeah.
you could just log onto Facebook, turn off the news feed, or only show your profile and then your chats that you're chatting with people, that would be perfectly fine. Why the fuck do I need the news feed all the time? That should be something I can look at when I want to.
Well, in my opinion, it's like social media is not the news.
No, it's not.
It should have never incorporated it, and I don't understand why or how it would, because there's just an inherent sense to me about falsehoods.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's like, you know, it's there. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because like when I hear social media and news, all I hear is, "Oh, did you hear what somebody had heard about this happen? Blah
Yeah.
blah blah happening." That's what it is. It's third partiers, fucking of like recalling of events that they heard about, that they
Yeah.
never looked at, that they never opened, that they never once read. It's literally, I mean, like, think about that. There are so many people that would do that on social media, even now, as much as, like, I can't even say that they watch for that shit at the end of the day. It still shouldn't be there. Because
Right.
social media and news are not the same thing. Social media is like me and you.
It's
were
like
pals.
the public square. That's what social media
Exactly.
is. It's a public square.
It's a public square around the globe.
Yeah.
It's a global,
It's a global
square.
The global public square.
The global square, bro. Just don't get hacked in it.
The worldwide square.
Now,
Yeah.
that's one thing I can say that Facebook ruined, though, in the midst of all this hack, is the Messenger is the only thing that I miss. The Messenger is the only thing that had become, because it, I mean, like,
It becomes quintessential to life. Like, everybody has it. You know, you can pretty much message anyone you need to contact through Messenger.
and it's almost to the point where it outweighs text.
Yeah.
Text messaging.
It does, in
Man,
a lot of ways.
Texting, and that's been my main form of communication now since I haven't got back to Messenger or anything. Like, I've just been texting, and it almost feels archaic. Even now, it don't, like, just the setup of text almost feels archaic now, and that could just be because I've desensitized myself to a different platform.
Well, yeah, because Messenger always had all those convenient options with the emojis and GIFs and all that other crazy shit, the share features. It was all baked in, where now you're back
All
to...
baked in.
You're... yeah. You're back to the old school way of, this is a technology that no one has bothered to update since it was first introduced on cell phones fucking years ago.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's changed is the keyboard.
Yeah.
Really, because you went from the flip phones where you have to
the
push.
T9 to a full-fledged keyboard.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Those are days I would never want to revisit.
Yeah, you were going ABC.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just trying to say, fucking call me later. It's all like it becomes this.
ABC. Wait. A. Wait.
It's a menagerie of button pushing.
It is. But, I mean, for the time, it worked with the technology. And now it's like, well, this is kind of why I'm glad you can turn on your phone, actually, that you can text even if you don't have cell phone signal as long as you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Because
Wi-Fi
it just
texting,
makes sense.
Wi-Fi calling.
Yeah. All
I mean,
that shit.
especially in an emergency situation too.
Yeah, because you might, for whatever reason, your phone might have got cut off or some reason, and you can always still make that call over Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be stuck in the middle of some deliverance shit and have no service.
Well, I mean,
I doubt you're going to have Wi-Fi access out.
That's true too.
Out in deliverance land.
Yeah.
There may just be a bunch of squealing, and that'd be about it.
Yeah, you're going to be screaming at the trees.
Yeah. Have you ever been hacked?
Me?
In any platform, not just Facebook. I mean, it could be anything. Like, has your email ever been hacked or anything of that nature? Now, my email has been hacked once before, many years ago.
Yes, I have had things like, as soon as I've got the notification, now it's not been an instance like you where I've been asleep or unavailable when it's happened, because I've always gotten the email or a notification saying, hey, did you log in from this location? And I'm like, no.
And you see, that's usually the thing I get.
Exactly.
But I never got that. It was literally like, hey, there was a new sign-in, by the way. It's in a different state, you know. We just thought that was you.
Yeah.
On a completely new computer. In the middle of the night. And oddly enough, it took you 5 minutes to access your own account. And then 5 minutes later, I can't believe it, but you changed your own email.
Yeah.
And your own recovery email.
Yeah, your questions and your password. And
it was like, if I recovered it, my phone number was going to be sent, I feel like, to that email to verify. And I was like, no.
Facebook's weird, dude.
Facebook is very fucking weird, because that's one thing I never shared with Facebook was my phone number. I would never do it. Could not do it. I couldn't bring myself to. I'm like, that's sus as fuck to me.
It is sus. Like, why does Facebook need your phone number? And that's one thing that annoys me about people that use Facebook Messenger as their texting service, because that means they're sharing their contacts with Facebook, which means that if you're their contact, Facebook still gets your phone number from your contact. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's an invasion of my privacy. Facebook doesn't need to know my phone number.
Yeah, but what was it old Zucky boy was quoted as saying once?
Oh, people just give me their information. I don't understand why.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
It's like they trust me or something.
That's it, yeah. It's like they trust me or something.
Like, what?
Now, look, when I think of a statement like that, I know what that means to me. I think that means I don't give a flying fuck what I do with your information, bro.
No.
You gave it to me. That's your problem.
Well, look, they worried for years. They were like, how are we going to make money off of Facebook? And then there was just basically like, oh, well, we can just sell their data. No one else is harvesting this amount of data. Let's just sell their data to the advertisers.
Yeah.
Google's trying something, but it's, you know.
And, you know, this is another conversation for another podcast, and I'm completely uneducated on it. I have to educate myself to cryptocurrency. But, I mean, like, I can't remember what it's called. It's basically owning a piece of digitized information. You know what I'm talking about?
The NFT stuff?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Like, that's another conversation for another podcast. I don't think that's something we can get into now.
No.
But that is something I do want to look in. Like, not that I want to look into it for my own personal gain or needs or anything. I have zero interest. But I do want to have an understanding of it, because I wonder, coming back to the whole hack deal, like, is that information that they took at that point, could somebody take those tokens, you know what I mean, like that cryptocurrency, and own this, completely negating everything that Facebook and all those other companies do because it's brand new?
I mean, there's a lot of unknowns about NFTs. Like, are they actually going to hold their value?
Yeah, and I don't think they will myself. I think it will be like anything like Dogecoin. Like, I still look for all that shit to plummet inevitably.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, is like, I can't really argue against a fucking NFT when you think of a cryptocurrency as just a fucking made-up algorithm. There's no physical owning of that either.
No.
So an NFT and a cryptocurrency is basically the same fucking concept. Everybody just agrees that you own it. Everybody sees the transaction that you own it, and that's that.
See, like, man, it's opened up a whole can of worms, like, because you don't. I just don't want. I wonder where that goes with copyright.
Yeah.
How far does that extend to copyright?
Exactly. Like could you get an NFT of a copyrighted work if it's not explicitly violating copyright? And then, like, you're right. That opens a lot of questions. We're gonna have to dig into this and come back to a good brain cake episode dive.
Yeah, we will definitely earmark this at some point.
Yes.
So coming back to the whole hacking thing again, if that's the case, can someone own me?
Can someone own you?
Besides Facebook, is this what I'm opting for someone else to own me?
So your question is, for example, could I buy your data on the deep web and create an NFT of a picture of you?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
Is that a very fucking...
I guess technically you could, even if you... But it would depend on the company to take that NFT off. Like, if it's just the digital ownership of it, if they delete the digital file, then, you know, they couldn't own it. Like, for example, Jack Dorsey sold the first tweet on Twitter. His first tweet. Okay? There's nothing physical to own there. You can own a screenshot of it, I guess. I don't understand how that was sold. Like, did he private it? Can only that person look at it? What was the stipulations there?
Right.
So I would have to ask the same question with you. Like, if it was a picture of him, the first picture of him posted to Twitter, if he sold that as an NFT, like, how does that work?
See, yeah.
Is that picture now copyrighted to the person who bought the NFT?
That's my point. That's my question. Is like, is it copyrighted to the person that now got it?
Yeah, like because you got to look too. Like, for example, the free software stuff works in the general user license or GNUs or GPLs or something, general public licensing, which acts kind of like a copyright. It says, hey, as long as you say this come from me, any changes you make to it is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that loose interpretation of that, where we can take any picture of anyone, and as long as we Photoshop what we want onto it, it's free game. Like, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. I mean, but
my head.
at the same time, you have to be someone either really well known or have some type of connection before someone would ever really go through the trouble of.
I have to have some fucking worth to my name.
You have to have some weight.
Jer's trying to imply that we at Braincake do not have value.
Well, I'm simply stating that at the moment we are a small fish in a big pond, so nobody notices us.
We're a robin's nest in a crow world.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I looked into it because randomly, this is a complete change of subject for a second, but I was looking next to our apartment. You've seen it as I've seen it. The robin's nest that is sitting very much tucked away underneath a barbecue grill that never gets used. Don't worry, these birds are safe. But I didn't realize that crows would go after robin babies. I did not know that. And I also did not know that robin's survival rate outside of the nest is like less than 80%.
Jesus.
And it's not just because of crows, it's other birds, but crows will get them if they can spot them.
The baby. So, like,
babies,
a crow will
yeah.
swoop in, eat
They'll
the baby.
Swoop in, pick up the baby, and take it out. Because I don't know why the fuck YouTube recommended this to me. It's simply just a video titled "The World is Cruel," and it's just two robins that are feeding their chicks. They fly away, and it's on a fast cam. They're kind of tucked away under like a garage, like I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, they're kind of tucked away. But the crow spotted him. And I'm like, man, this motherfucker's got good eyes, because I don't know how he would have spotted that from the sky. But he swoops in. It's in slow motion, and he pecks one and grabs it, and he flies away. The mother comes back to feed it, and there's only one in there, and it was still in the nest. Feeds it and goes back to go get more food. Bird comes back, grabs the other one, comes back. The robin looks and is like, what the fuck? Where's my babies? Where's my babies?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, man, fuck you, crow. Crows are jerks. But at the same time, I'm like, this is just fucking nature, man.
Yeah, this is just life.
Like, look at all these cute animals. Let's make them fucking kill and eat each other for their own survival.
I was thinking you were going to go down a different route. Like the crow would lay its eggs in a robin nest and make a robin raise its baby. I think mockingjays do that to some other bird.
And see, no, I wish it was that pleasant of a story. No, crows just want to fuck up your robin babies, and apparently blue jays are on the lookout. Like that, they defend robins. They'll call out if they see crows. So it's like, man, y'all fucked, ain't you? You little robins, little songbirds. They apparently don't live 5 years. If they make it past survival rate, most lifespans for them are 1 to 2 years.
Well, that's interesting to know because we see a lot of robins in the wild here.
Yeah, oh my god, we have so many robins. There's a lot of songbirds in this state.
Yeah,
there's a lot of songbirds.
And robins are a pretty chunky bird, so it's weird that a crow,
a crow would just be like interested, but it's just babies though. They will not.
They won't attack the adults?
No.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Maybe they're just harder to kill.
I mean, like, if the robins were to try to defend their nest, I'd say the crows would kill them. I mean, crows are much bigger birds. I'd say they would probably.
This is true. Crows are rather.
They are large birds, and they're large jerks. We have learned.
Well, I guess that's a reason they call them a murder when they're together.
Yeah. And it's a funeral when they all get together. I mean, it's a murder, but it's a funeral for something. Yeah. That's the way it sounds to me. And, speaking of YouTube algorithms and its recommendations, there's... God damn it. I don't even know if I want to close out on this. Because, well, we've talked about the hack the whole time. YouTube, we opened with.
Yeah.
Talking about its short attention span. Circle back. You said Twitter's first tweet was sold, right?
Yeah, Jack Dorsey's first tweet was sold.
Okay. And now I don't think the same is said for the first video that ever was posted on YouTube.
Oh.
I think it's by the creator, Me at the Zoo, or something like that. Yeah, that's what it's.
If you're talking about the video I'm thinking of, I don't know where you're going with this.
Me at the Zoo. It's literally just the creator of YouTube at a zoo. And he's just standing, he's like just talking about rhinos or hippos or something. They're behind him. And that's the first video that was ever uploaded on YouTube. However, if you search the follow-up video to it, Me at the Zoo 2, from the same guy, it's not going to be your first suggested video. Would you care to guess as to what the video will... If you type in Me at the Zoo 2... what will show up? I will do it for you, but go ahead and take a stab at it. What do you think What do you think I'm going to pull up if I type in Me at the Zoo 2?
TOO or the number 2?
Just the number 2.
I have no idea.
The September 11th terrorist attack.
What?
In its entirety. Yes. If you type in Me at the Zoo 2, as Jer can see, I don't have video. It's in my search feed. This is Me at the Zoo 2 is the very first video that pops up, and then this is always going to be your number 2, sometimes your number 1 video. September 11th, 2001 video. It's a video of a lady recording from her condo window the entire fucking attack till the whole city is covered in smoke. To the point that these people have to cut the video off and evacuate because there's so much goddamn smoke.
That's ridiculous.
Thanks, YouTube.
That's crazy, dude. But I thought you were going to mention the Charlie Bit My Finger NFT.
No, but that did cross my mind because that is the first NFT sold as a YouTube video, correct?
Yeah, and they privated it or something like that.
They removed the video from YouTube.
Yeah.
They removed it.
So we have lost part of the digital preservation of YouTube because of an NFT.
Yep, and the most viewed video of all time, it may not be, but If not, it had that record for the longest time.
Oh yeah, for a long time, Charlie Bit My Finger was on the first page of YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And now it is no longer from YouTube. I think it was the anniversary date of that video is when they removed it. That was what they had stated, that they were going to remove it on this day. It's like the 13th anniversary of that video or something like that. I may be off on the year or the number, but yeah, they planned on removing it from that date because it had been sold or it had been NFT'd, whatever the fuck. So,
well, I mean, it's strange to think about that we could literally start losing parts of like the digital history because of NFTs.
mm-hmm.
But then what do you do if you're the person who has that?
Yeah, what are you going to do with it? What can you do with it? What's it even really mean at the end of the day?
Yeah, like why would you have it? Why do you not want to share that with anyone else? Does it that decreases its popularity when you remove it?
Yeah. Now, well, never mind. I'm not even going to suggest pornography or any type of relation to pornography. I don't know how that would work with those. Like I said,
video games. There you go.
Video games, sure. Like I said, this is a rabbit hole that we'll definitely have to dive into.
Oh yeah, we've opened a can of worms.
Yeah, and we're gonna let that be the seed of thought that has been planted into your head.
Yeah.
Don't get hacked. Social media is a public Times Square.
It's a global square.
I'm sorry, a global square. Again, don't get hacked.
Oh, Lord.
NFTs are a thing. Cryptocurrency is questionable. Do not go to the zoo on YouTube unless you want to revisit trauma.
Yeah.
You do not want to revisit that trauma because I did. I absolutely did. I sat and watched that in its entirety when I saw it in the related. I'm like, I don't know why. I'm like, man. But I almost felt like I needed to see it. In a sense, to close out on that, it's a somber note. Yeah, September 11th party. But yeah, like I almost felt like I needed to see
Having
that.
lived through it, I can kind of understand that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
because
I needed to see it through like an adult lens.
Yeah,
and see exactly the magnitude of what the fuck that was.
Yeah, because still as I think back on it, I still have that child association in a way of the remembrance of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it happened, the world was crazy for a little bit, and everybody moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
And Americans, like, that was honestly probably the last time Americans truly unified.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe misguided. I can't say that, but, like, maybe the unity everybody was feeling was under a misguided principle.
Right. But you're right. It was the first time in a long time where I think as a nation, everybody flew the flags and stood by the decision to take action against it. Regardless of who was responsible, there needed to be some action taken against it. The entire nation was toward that.
Yeah. And now, not even try to sound like old man screams at the sky, but it's really a testament now when I look around. It's like everybody's out for self again.
Yeah.
And it's not like to say the U.S. was all unity. For a brief period, it was. For a brief period in time, it was in my lifetime. And I can't say that so much for now. But who knows? I don't know I don't think it's irrecoverable. I think younger generations have a better head on their shoulders than the current generations that are they're ruling the world.
We're also looking at this world in the light of an adult right now, where
that's true too.
Maybe if we were children, we would look at it and say, "Wow, the world is so united against all this stuff."
That's true too, but yeah.
But at the same time, you look at it and you go, this is basically people just throwing oil and water and all these other different stuff together and trying to mix it. And
it's a mishmash. Humanity is a mishmash of opinions and extremisms. Tribalisms all around, baby.
Oh. And don't forget our peer pressure from dead people.
Yeah.
Our good old traditions.
Traditions are just a dead person's form of peer pressure. Except when you're getting hacked. Don't get hacked, goddammit. Folks, I gotta go to work. This has been a fun little easy bake cake
Well, Jim, where can people find us?
Well, they can't. Still no social media presence.